There we go. We are live. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome to the Followers of the Forest Happy Hour number 12. I only know it's number 12 because David so helpfully put the little number up in the corner for me. It's great.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody had a good week. It's been a weird week, but we're here. We all made it to Saturday. It's Saturday, right?
Well,
I'm not mistaken that
made it to Saturday.
Look, okay, we are just like at this point we're crawling across the finish line.
Oh, my God. Oh, who was it that said recently? They're like, yeah, 2021's been like a previously on right now, like of like 2020. And I'm like, okay, we've got to start going uphill at some point. Like, I can't keep doing a previously on. It depresses me too much.
And the thing is, it's never like the shows that it's like previously on and it's a cute little happy show. It's like previously on Supernatural and then everybody's dying.
Or in this case, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, if anybody saw yesterday's episode.
No, I haven't.
No, but my coworkers have been yelling about it, so I feel like I've absorbed part of it through osmosis at this point.
I've never felt physically ill watching something like a Marvel thing. Like I felt sick to my stomach after I finished watching. I'm like, oh God. But now it's like I'm committed.
Oh, hi Carly. Yeah, you like my Cayman Jack margarita, which was was it?
They're
okay,
so
so
good.
If you're from the Midwest, I had to go get a piece of pizza from Casey's when I went to go get alcohol.
It's a tradition.
Yeah, Casey's pizza.
Look, I am so off my diet, it's not even funny. Hi, David.
Oh, yeah. From Beyond. He's studying for his real estate exam, so y'all send him all the good vibes.
I told you could go study and I'd run the stream, but apparently we're not allowed on the stream unsupervised.
We're being micromanaged.
David, go study.
I love it. No.
Get that degree. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pick out what I want for dinner.
You're fine. I am at that point where I have a show in like 2 weeks, so I might answer any texts at any given time because at this point it's probably a director freaking out.
Oh my God, that's great.
I had to edit audio together today because it's a show based on the play Antigone. So it has a Greek chorus, even though it's present day. And so people need to sound together like a Greek chorus, but we're a remote show. So everybody has to be recorded separately and layered.
Oh, God.
There's a point where the male chorus just chants the word weak. And by about the third one I edited to fit together, I started hating the sound of the letter K. And then I play it for my coworker. I'm like, does this sound right? And it's sitting there going, weak, weak, weak. And he goes, yeah, but you know what it sounds like? And he pulls up a video on his phone because he owns guinea pigs. And what sound do guinea pigs make? They go, weak, 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 weak. And so I'm like, thank you. Now I'm not going to be able to watch this show without laughing because they sound like guinea pigs.
Oh my God. I was wondering why you were like, I hate the letter K. And I'm like, I need some context for this because that's a very oddly specific letter to hate.
It's more of that hard K sound because the thing is everybody started together, but we had everybody record a demo and we picked one actor that was our master and we asked everybody to re-record to match the master. But it's still everybody ends words a little differently and a different
Everybody
spot.
has their own cadence, yeah.
Yeah. So even though they're trying to match, I have to like insert enough space where the hard K sound hits, where it starts the word together and we end the word together.
Oh God, no. Couldn't do that.
I edited my podcast for the first like year and a half we did it. Or maybe just year. But yeah, so I've done it before. It's just I'm texting the director. I'm like, so this is doing fine. It's just taking a lot more time than expected. He goes, yeah, are we going to be able to pull it off? I'm like, we're fine. I'm going to drink a Mountain Dew and go back to it. I'm fine.
We're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I believe my thing was, it's fine, but I'm getting at least an assistant sound credit in this because I'm getting something out of the hours I'm spending doing this.
God, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, you put a lot of work into all of it.
Yeah. I do. And I'm actually I do most of our like readings and workshop shows right now because I work so much overtime. So I only want to do the ones with short rehearsal periods. And our other stage manager handles most of the memorized shows. So we kind of split it up because I'm also the associate director of the theater and she's also the production manager. So we're like, you know what? We really need to train more stage managers when it's all the upper level management.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
I have fun though.
Oh, that's good.
I love your shirt, Hannah. It's so good.
That's so cute.
I got it from Vera from Bound to Be Epic. I won it in a giveaway, and I love it very much. This is actually like the first like Ahsoka thing like I actually own.
Wow.
So it's not that I don't like her. It's just like it's not my color scheme like 98% of the time.
Yeah, that's why I don't own any Ahsoka
I love
things.
it. Yeah, I love it. It's so cute and comfy, and it's like I don't know. You just got to look at it to like kind of get it. I love it. I love it. It makes me happy.
Maybe I should get some Ahsoka stuff. I liked the headbands that Creature Cartel had, but my thing
Tori
is
knows
like
my weaknesses.
Oh God, yeah, I figured that one out.
She does.
But great. My problem is that I wear glasses, so headbands don't really work. Oh
yeah, and those are stiff. Like those are a little bit stiffer. So, and
especially now that my ears have to hold on a mask and my glasses, I can't ask him to do anymore.
Yeah.
Although she did post the world's most relatable content today. She's like, it's a day that ends in Y, so we're crying about Jyn Erso. And I'm like, when did you get in my head, Tori?
I was wondering if you had been summoned, and then I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, you did.
That's like the thing when they were posting about, they understood the assignment. It was the clones with Order 66.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
I'm like, I gotta send this to Hannah. No, wait, I'll be kind and I won't send this to Hannah. And then I scrolled down and you'd commented. I'm like, the universe did not spare Hannah.
No.
Well, now that you guys interact with those types of posts, I see them in my timeline because I follow both of you. So now I get to relive all the pain. So thanks.
I'm so sorry. I think it was a larger view of the forest. They retweeted it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen it. And I'm like, I hate you.
Boys, lay down somewhere. For the love of God. I just took you on a ride. Go lay down.
I hate this. I was like, that's what I saw at 10 o'clock this morning. I'm like, great. This is how we're going to start the day.
Yeah, that was my friend Missy the other day. We've been joking about the people that think the vaccine is microchipping you. So my friend Missy waits, who, mind you, didn't know anything about Star Wars past the original trilogy like this time last year. But she was saying, hey, I got the second dose of the vaccine. I think I should be good to go. And somebody's like, yeah, how's your chip going? And it was a picture of the clones headed out for Order 66. And I'm like, I'm really proud of that reference, Missy. I'm so proud of that reference.
So good. That's so good. I love that. But also, that hurts.
Yeah, it did. It did hurt.
Still
I'm like, thank you.
Yep. I got my first dose this week.
Yay! When did you end up getting?
I got Moderna, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I just happened to look online that day and saw that it was available in Alabama. Like I hadn't seen it announced or anything. And so I think because it wasn't announced, I was able to get an appointment in that day.
Yeah, girl.
See, my dad thinks he's funny and was posting about it. He's like, yeah, it got halfway protected. Also, the Wi-Fi is really great. No, I'm like, you're funny. Because I asked him what one he got, and I said that I my 5G hadn't improved. And he goes, no, I'm old school. I'm waiting for the FM signal to get better. And I'm like, Dad, you should have never gotten on Facebook.
Yeah, I was going to send a meme to my husband who got his the next day of something like stick to it or some weird pun. And all I found were really chip related ones. I'm like, this is not what I'm going
not
for.
Right.
You can tell that all of my friends are just really nerdy because everybody's hashtag was the Hamilton not throwing away my shot.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever seen Hamilton, so he knows this. He's listened to the soundtrack, but I don't know if
it would have been lost.
It. Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Oh my god, no, that's great.
But yeah, I sent you guys. Oh, it's all the way over there. Never mind. I was going to show you my new print, but it's all the way over there, and I'm all the way over here.
It's lovely.
It is. And I might have gotten 2 more printed today because I was going to get one done on the Canvas place online because they had a $2 sale. So I'm like, might as well buy that watercolor I was looking for and have it printed on a canvas, right? Yeah, it's a $2 canvas sale, but they want $20 to ship the thing to you. Which is still not bad for a canvas, but like when I didn't need it on a canvas.
Yeah.
So I got it printed at Staples. It is a sacred day. It is Daisy Ridley's birthday.
It is. Yes.
She just turned 29.
29.
Oh, Jesus.
But that thing was going around a couple months ago about what Star Wars actor was the closest to your birthday. Both Daisy Ridley and John Boyega are within a month of my birthday. They both turned 29 right after I did.
Nice. Yeah, I think Daisy and John are the closest to me because I'm 26. So
yeah. I was going to say John turned 29 like 5 days after I did. So
yeah, no, I love it.
One of my friends is like, I'm going to look it up and it's going to be Ian McDermott and then I'm going to feel bad.
Oh my God, that's great. No, I love that. All right, so I was mulling over a stupid question. I was going to put it in the Discord, but I'm like, nah, we've got like 5 minutes before we're going to go on. Nobody's going to see this. I'm sure somebody somewhere has already asked this question, but I want to hear your guys' answers because I'm very curious. You have to pick 3 Star Wars characters, any books, comics, movies, whatever, shows, whatever, to go on a road trip with. What 3 would you pick?
Well, nobody better pick Anakin because we know how well he drives.
Nobody's driving in my car. I am the designated driver because I get car sick.
Is it a road trip or is it like a space trip?
I was thinking like U.S. road trip, like cross country.
Doing 66?
Yeah, something like that, whatever. Wherever you want to go, you're stuck in a car with these people.
I live on Route 66, so that's the standard road trip around here, I guess.
I'm curious about this.
Padme and the Handmaidens.
That'd be a good one.
Padme and Two of the Handmaidens. That would be the best girls' trip ever.
That would be really good.
Go to the Mall of
always
America.
Be prepared and like snacks. Like it'd be fantastic. I still have to think of mine. Like I had like one person and I'm like, I got to think of the other 2. Hold on.
You're not doing a road trip with Maul?
No, I'd kill the man. He'd be the backseat driver, just like making snarky comments. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my car. Get the fuck out of my car and quit telling me what to do. No, I would not bring him on a road trip. I would kill the man. No, I still got to think. Like I had like a halfway thought made, but I was like, oh no.
Drop it.
I still got to think.
You're not coming on my road trip. Sorry. Okay, so my first 3 I've thought of.
Yeah, you only can bring 3. That's it.
No, this was just my first choice. I'm not saying it's a well thought out choice. Would be Jyn, Leia, and Rey. But I feel like that girls' trip would end up with a lot of backseat driving.
There might be like an arrest somewhere, I feel.
There's a lot of personality between those 3 and me. Yeah. There's a lot of personality in this car. But I drive a bright blue hybrid with decals on the back. So I feel like that's the right personality to bring into this road trip.
I don't think I would want Leia on my road trip. She'd be too...
Yeah, I'm not really sure about. Leia was the one I wasn't sure about. Young Leia, though.
Like, we're not on a schedule. You're not doing this right. No. Use your blinker.
Oh my God, no, I love that. Okay, I've got 2 of the 3. We'll see as I'm talking, like if the third magically appears.
If something just pops up.
Just something pops in my head. So I want Phantom Menace Obi-Wan because I feel like that would just be a lot of fun. Because he's still kind of happy and like shit. Like he's not as serious as he is like in like Clone Wars and like Attack of the Clones and stuff. So I'm like, I need like Phantom Menace Obi-Wan because I feel like that would be a lot of fun. And then Hunter because I am terrible with directions and I need somebody who will not ever get lost. I'm like, here, I've got my GPS in the co-pilot seat. Like, tell me where we're going.
Yeah.
And then I think my last one would probably have to be Grogu. I need just little tiny, just put him in the back.
The
great.
ball you
Yeah,
can
the
hand
little
him.
ball.
Yeah, just keep him entertained, like snacks. Like I think it'd be a lot of fun. And like Obi-Wan's got like his Jedi stuff, so like he can keep him under control, like if need be, like if he gets cranky.
I would like to switch one of mine out. I would like to switch out Leia for Sabine.
Yeah.
Oh
Sabine
yeah.
would be
And
fun.
for the
That would be
record,
fun.
we have gone from we might be getting arrested to we're definitely getting arrested.
For vandalizing property is what it's going to be. And then Ray's just gonna walk out of it. I could see her walking out of a gas station with like all the junk food in the world.
And you know what?
Tell me
She'd
I'm
deserve
wrong.
it.
She would.
She'd deserve it.
She would definitely deserve it. Yeah.
Yep, I'm definitely road tripping with those three, and we're gonna get arrested. But you know what? There's gonna be a really fantastic story.
Yeah. I feel like the handmaidens would make for a really interesting story too. Like you'd be organized, but also you might like get into like some sketchy shit or like meet like a bunch of strangers who like randomly take you to a concert. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just thinking like Queen. What was it? Queen's Peril.
Yeah. But you'd get away with it.
You would. You would. It'd be fine. It'd be totally fine.
I might take. Alternatively, I might take like R2D2. No, Hera would be too much of a mom.
Yeah.
Nothing against Hera, but
Yeah, that's why I picked Sabine over Hera, because Hera's a little. I'm already the mom friend, so if people try to mother me,
maybe Rex, one of the clones. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, I can't bring like fives. He's too chaotic. Like we'd definitely get arrested for something.
Yeah,
I like Carly's.
Han Solo. Yeah, that's a
good one.
Because I feel like the essential road trip buddy would be Chewbacca. But I also feel like I drive a Ford Fusion hybrid, and I don't know if we can fit a Wookiee in.
Oh, he would fit.
Okay, so David is doing Rachel's job of talking through the comments today.
David, do your homework.
Yeah, study. That's also why I didn't pick him, because I don't need somebody talking to me the whole time. Like, driver picks the music, shotgun shuts his cake hole. Like, that's how this game works.
That's how my sister tries to play it, but then she realizes that I have, 2 hours with nothing to do, because she gets car sick if she rides in the back seat. And if she rides in the front seat, she falls asleep. Like, that woman cannot stay awake in the car, so she drives all the time.
Listen to a lot of good
apparently
podcasts.
My driving scares her.
My siblings would agree on that statement.
Yeah. I also get car sick. If I get car sick if I'm too hot in the car.
Yeah.
So like I always have to be cold, and I also fall asleep very easily.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
I gotta figure out who I can fit 3 across the back, because you see my front seat has a car seat for my dogs in it. It's their own little enclosure, because if you've ever hit the brakes with a chihuahua in the car, they kind of go fly.
Yeah, they turn
I
into
did
little
not
missiles.
need a projectile wiener dog, so I got them a car seat, and it's great. I open the car door and I go, get in, and they hop in their car seat.
Yeah, Seven's got a hammock in the middle seat. I drive a Honda Pilot, so I've got like 3 rows. But yeah, he's got a little hammock in the middle seat, and if anybody needs to get in the car, I'm like, you're either in the front seat or you're sitting in the trunk.
Yeah. We don't have a hammock, but it's a similar concept. It's like a bridge where it's hard.
Yeah, I like it.
You could put BB-8 in the doggy car seat.
You could. Oh my God,
maybe instead of Sabine, we'd take BB-8. I feel like BB-8 would just come automatically with Rey, though. At this point,
you know what? I might switch out Grogu. As much as I love Grogu, I'm not sure if I need a baby crying. I'm gonna put Finn. I'm bringing Finn.
A good one.
He would have so much fun. He would have so much fun, and I think him interacting with Obi-Wan would be an absolute treat.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
That would be. I like this. I like this road trip.
Okay, alternate question. If you were going to go on a cruise with a Star Wars character, just one, and you have to share the stateroom, and if you've never been on a cruise, staterooms are about the size of a postage stamp. Ask how my last relationship ended, and 98% of the problems started on a cruise. Postage stamp.
I was gonna say Echo because the boy needs some sun.
No, poor Echo.
Plus, I think he'd be a very nice roommate.
Yeah.
But no, that's not
I-
like my actual answer. I was just like, I need somebody who needs some sun. Not Savage. He'd take up the whole stateroom.
Yep. Nope.
That's why Ben Solo's not coming, because I'm not. Because you either get, at least on the cruises I've been on, you either get a king size bed or two twins. But
Okay.
the king size bed is made by pushing two twins together, so same concept. Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that a full?
No, two crib size mattresses is a full, two twins is a king or a queen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, I
It
gotta
might be
think about
queen.
this one. Who will I not murder at the end of a cruise? Still can't bring Maul. This is so disappointing.
I feel like Maul would
Oh, I'd kill him.
either enjoy or not enjoy the activities on board. I own like multiple trophies shaped like cruise ships because I really rock at cruise trivia.
Oh.
One of the cruises I went on, the first event was like, hey, we're having Harry Potter trivia tomorrow morning. And I'm like, I have found my calling in life.
I've never been on a cruise, so like this is very educational for me. So I'm like, okay, like
So all of my Facebook memories right now are coming up because 2 years ago, when everybody was like, yeah, 2 years ago, Star Wars Celebration Chicago. I'm like,
oh
"It's
my
me."
god, I know.
The thing is, 2 years ago, I couldn't go to Star Wars Celebration Chicago because I was on a cruise in Cozumel. Actually, I believe I was drinking margaritas and drunk by 10 a.m. because they kept giving me booze. Snorkel boat was not my fault.
Let's see. David's bringing R2.
Mm.
He's the size of a
David, do
luggage
your
bag.
homework.
Like a big luggage bag.
Yeah, can sort out all internet issues out at sea and will be happy just hanging out. I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he is somewhat waterproof too.
Yeah,
Falls
that'd be
into
good.
the swamp and survives.
Mhm.
I think I'd bring Kit Fisto. Someone who
That's a
can
good
swim.
one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I like how David is just taking R2 so he can like pack him away and have the rest of the stateroom to himself.
I love it.
I mean, under that logic, I'm taking BB-8, but
Yeah, I like Kit Fisto. That's a good answer.
Yeah. I feel like he can let loose too. We could dance.
Yeah. I have to bring somebody who's social because honestly, like I would spend the entire cruise just like by myself. I'd be sitting on like a lawn deck reading a book.
that's
Like-
what I've spent most of my cruises
All I want to
doing.
do. So okay. So again, I'm going to be very par for my course and just be like, I'm going to bring fives. He'd be fun. Have a
Yeah.
good time.
And he needs
But-
a good time.
He does. He really does.
That's why I was going to say I was going to bring Cassian because I think that man also does need a good time.
He
a
also
good one.
needs a good time.
Also, there's like that whole I'd be a single woman on a cruise thing, and I feel like that would be one of the Star Wars characters that had my back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Carly
so
says maybe Ahsoka.
Oh, that'd
Of
be a
course.
good one. Yeah, girl needs a break too. I think she'd enjoy herself.
She would.
Mhm.
She would. So we actually have a question in the comments. Runs with Caesars says, in the new Kenobi series, would you like to see young Luke? He would be about 10 years old. If so, how much should he be featured in this series?
I would be okay seeing him in a cameo, but I am of the opinion that like we don't need to see Luke Skywalker in everything. He was fine to cameo in The Mandalorian, but I'd never want to see him become a regular part of The Mandalorian. So I feel like if you see him like once or twice in the distance, it would be cool, or like a brief interaction. But I don't think I don't want him to be a major part of it because I want it to be about Obi-Wan, not about Luke.
Yeah.
Not everything is about the damn Skywalkers.
Well, I don't. Anyway, I think that he will be important to the plot. I think he will like spur on the adventure to try to like save him or keep him protected. But I don't think he's really. I don't think he'll have a speaking role. I think he'll just like see some blonde hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see a young Luke, but I'm kind of the mind of like I don't want a whole lot of interaction. I just kind of want to be like, okay, like this is why Obi-Wan's doing what he is. Just kind of, I don't think any of us will forget that's mostly why he's doing everything probably throughout the show. But
I am not anti-Luke Skywalker, but I feel like the like the show doesn't need to be super about a kid. Like, 'cause I feel like there's so many more like grief themes we could go with. Like, I think it was Megan was mentioning she wants it to deal with the kind of grief that WandaVision did.
Yeah, I'd like to see a breakdown of that. That'd be really interesting.
We haven't really explored. We've done the kid thing with the Mandalorian, but we really haven't explored the grief too much.
Yeah. And especially like as a Jedi, like how like you're like emotionally stunted from like birth almost. Like you're told to control like all of your emotions, not allow extremes like grief, love, anger to like overwhelm your life and like take control. So it's like as a Jedi who like I think Obi-Wan at this point still considers himself a Jedi. Like how do you deal with that? Like because you can't bottle that up. Like those are like,
don't worry, they will.
I know, like push it down in your feet until the day you die. But I again, like I think that will be fascinating if they do decide to explore and seeing just some of Deborah Chow's work and just kind of not I don't know. I'm hoping we get to explore that because honestly, it's like some of her episodes in The Mandalorian were some of my favorites.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a fascinating concept because you have, again, we've talked about this before. Most people in Star Wars, like you have the Jedi and the Sith. Like the Sith are not shy about expressing any sort of emotion. Like what they feel is what you see. Whereas the Jedi, like you have some who kind of show a little bit more than others. Like Quinlan Vos comes to mind. But most of the Jedi, you don't really see kind of extremes of emotion. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. We haven't really had anything visually, we haven't had anything set like right after, or I guess it's 10 years after, but in this time frame. Like I know like the books, some of the books have, but same thing with like, Bad Batch. I think we'll get some of that too.
I just feel like there's so much story there because you see Obi-Wan start to do anything with it, and then we skip 19 years. You know, in the live action, you see him a little bit in Rebels, but you don't really see anything that's happened for him. And that's even more so than Anakin, we were following Obi-Wan for most of the prequels too. It was like that, secondary protagonist. So yeah.
Well, and even at the time of Rebels, it's like most of the galaxy has come to almost an acceptance of like this is the new normal. You see like with some of the rebels, like obviously they're fighting against it, but even them, it's like it's not like they can remember anything different. They just know that they don't like the way it is, and so it'll be interesting to kind of see more of a transition period.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. And especially and again, that's partially why I'm so excited for the Bad Batch. Because 10 years is still a long time to get used to something. Look how much we got used to stuff within a year, especially after this year. So imagine 10 years of this. And please God, no, I don't want it, but just imagine that. But that immediate, and again, I'm thinking back to last year, like you think about that immediate aftermath, like that confusion, the transition, just a bunch of different information coming in from all different sources. And then it happened so fast, just exactly like what happened with Order 66. So you're like, what does that chaos look like? So, and I'm just like, whoo, great. Here we go. It's gonna hurt. And then I heard, what was it? I don't know if you guys saw it or if I mentioned it, but I think we were confirmed at least for 14 episodes now.
Yeah, I saw that.
For the batch, which includes the 70-minute premiere and then your Fridays. Because I think Kevin Kiner, who's also scoring the batch, let it slip in an interview. So I was just like,
that'll be great. They did so much in just like the last season 7 of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And that was really the last 4 episodes. They did so much. Well, and the first 4 episodes. So
That's the entire 8, Emily.
No,
the entire 8.
We got an outfit change for Ahsoka.
We did. We got 2 outfit changes.
Yeah, so 14. They can do a lot of things.
Oh, this will be so good. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay, go for it. I don't know. Oh, I was just thinking because, like, we see. I'm going back to the Obi-Wan thing. Sorry, my brain's like bouncing all over the place right now. I'm sober as a skunk, by the way. This is great.
I am mostly sober. My dogs are just being weirdos, so that's why I keep.
No, that's fine. I'm happy to keep talking into the void.
Good, go. I'm listening.
Just let me talk into the void. Nobody's stopping me.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, now I know how Palpatine feels. Oh, this is great. Just start talking on the internet and then nobody, it's there forever. No, right. I was thinking about it because we see, I'm going to call it the Gandalf the White transition, because we don't see Ahsoka's transition from the end of, from like the last time we see her in Rebels to like her Ahsoka the White thing. And then we don't see Obi-Wan's Revenge of the Sith to Twin Sons Gandalf the White transition, because I feel like at that point, like, he's come to like be at peace with who he is and like what his purpose in life is, but we don't see those 2 particular characters transitions, and that's what I'm hoping to see in the Kenobi show, is his transition into like Obi-Wan the White, or like I don't even know what to call it.
Again, we really just want 6 hours of Ewan McGregor crying in a desert.
Again, just crying in a desert. But yeah, I was just thinking about that because, like, I feel like those 2 characters, like, outside of Anakin, like, are really, like, the heart and soul of kind of the entire, like, prequel up to the original trilogy storyline, like, just in kind of their own ways. So, I don't know, just seeing that transition is going to be interesting. And especially now with what we have so far with the Kenobi show, and then that unofficial, not confirmed through StarWars.com, I'm going to throw that out there right now, synopsis of the Ahsoka show.
Oh yeah, we needed to hear your 20-minute rant about that.
You don't need to hear my 20-minute rant on this. You already got it on Twitter. If you go to my Twitter, I have a whole thing about my feelings on this.
Man,
I've been so
out of the loop.
I was not happy.
I've just been in Attack on Titan mode this week, so I'm not.
Yeah, I've been watching you process your feelings loudly. Everybody's been processing feelings, and I'm just sitting there like, and how do you feel about that?
It's like, you go, honey. All right, hold on. Let me read the official synopsis. Okay, unofficial.
Okay.
Unofficial synopsis that had me up in small flames. Let me hear. I don't have a Twitter. Oh, trust me.
Good.
You're gonna hear today.
Runs with Caesar.
Like, you have so much better than the rest of us. I appreciate that. Okay, so this is what we got. Ahsoka Tano is on the hunt. I can't say this. I can't. For the evil Grand Admiral Thrawn, in the hope it will help her locate the missing Ezra Bridger, the young Jedi that disappeared with Thrawn many years ago.
Yeah, that makes sense. What? Why? I did see someone else that was mad about that too.
It's the word evil. I can't get over the word evil. It's that one word.
Yes,
was that
friends,
the only thing
this entire rant came over a 4-letter word.
Well, we know that. I guess Star Wars doesn't know that because there are some evil characters.
Yeah, there are. There are like truly like terrible, irredeemable characters. I say that. I'm probably gonna get my ass beat for saying irredeemable, but
okay, Emperor Palpatine, you have to actually feel bad about what you've done to sort of be redeemed.
You guys, did you listen to this Monday's episode?
I have not yet.
Oh,
I have not yet.
I defend Palpatine.
I mean, he's just your standard megalomaniac that really wants power.
Oh my god, I need to listen to this.
You have to listen to our hot takes because, yeah.
Okay. I say the word very lightly, just based off of like my.
There are people coded that they feel no remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that Thrawn is, even in Rebels, like I just started the first Chaos Rising book, so I'm not that far into it yet. But
that's where I'm at.
Even in Rebels, I think he is kind of sympathetic. Like, he's not totally painted as evil. Like, he's a really interesting character. Like, he could be on the Sherlock series somewhere.
Oh God, yeah.
No, he
Like a
actually
villain
was.
The voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Actually
was?
was.
Who does he play in Sherlock?
It's Lars Mikkelsen. He was in the 3rd season. He was the guy who had like the library in his head, like
Yeah.
where he's going through the files.
He's
The guy
That's
that
him.
Sherlock just like up and freaking shoots. Am I allowed to say fucking on this stream? I don't remember what our rules are.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So
And
I
he's-
Also, that's Mads Mikkelsen's brother, and I
Yep.
didn't realize he had a brother. And it's fine. I'm fine.
We just had like a whole revelation here.
Oh, and did you know? So, when I was talking, when I had a rehearsal with somebody for reading a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Thrawn for some reason because apparently Hannah just teleported into
I
my
linked into your brain. So sorry.
fine. And he was saying, "Oh no, the voice actor for Thrawn reads the audiobooks. Apparently, he doesn't. There's another guy who can imitate."
Mhm.
The
Yeah, Mark Thompson does an amazing Thrawn voice.
And I'm
yeah,
just
he
like,
does. Because I'm listening to the first one and it's
and this is
amazing.
the
So
thing,
good to
I
listen
was
to. It's
trying
so
to
good.
find a way to reopen a conversation to tell my friend about this, but I'm like, most people just don't randomly open conversations with Star Wars facts.
Yeah,
He's an
that's great.
antagonist. Yes, very.
He is an antagonist. I also
He's a
like
good antagonist,
Arlani's.
too.
Yeah, he's a great antagonist. Like even in like the original Thrawn books, the ones that came out in 2017, like the newest ones, I'm just like, this is fantastic.
Mhm.
Like just the
So
way like his
complex.
mind works.
Yeah.
So
See, I was gifted the original like Legends Thrawn trilogy for my
Oh.
birthday a couple years
Mhm.
ago, and I've never really read them, but
that's a very different Thrawn that
See,
you
that's
get.
what
It's
I've
still
heard.
good, but it's
It was-
different.
it's just my boyfriend at the time's favorite Star Wars books, so he thought I needed
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
Are they re-releasing them in like new covers?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
re-releasing Heir to the Empire in like a bigger like trade novel
Yeah,
as
I might
opposed
have
to like
to
the
pick
little
those up.
tiny. Oh, they're good.
I've never read any of the Legends books, and so I think now's the time.
There's so many. Oh, they are so good. Oh, so
Sorry,
good.
producer text message. I'll be back.
Yeah, no, that's what introduced me to Thrawn was I read those a long time ago when I was not a long time ago, but when I was in high school.
Mhm.
And then yeah, so I don't know. It's just he's still just as fascinating because I mean you have Timothy Zahn who's still writing him all
Mhm.
these years later. So it's very consistent across the board. It's just we're getting a different side.
Yeah.
So and I
Now-
especially sorry, go ahead.
In Legends, does his character take place at a different point in the timeline?
It's after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Because Leia's
Yeah.
pregnant with twins.
So did they
Yeah.
retcon that, or is he just like, does he have a long life?
They wiped the slate on that one. Yeah, they retconned that because the original, at least to this point, at least that I know of with all the books, because obviously he ends right before A New Hope with Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, he shouldn't be around for Return of the Jedi unless something new comes out. So
I mean, he
because
could technically.
well,
he could
no,
be one
'cause
of
if
the
he's
Imperials that
missing-
survived the war.
well, no, because if he's missing, Mandalorian takes place after Return of the Jedi. So
Yeah.
technically,
So if
they did
she's looking
retcon it.
for him.
Sorry, I'm using my hair as like a point right now.
Okay, she boops her nose. You play with your hair.
I'm sober. Like this is just what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, so they did retcon it as I'm like talking out loud. I'm like, yes, that makes more sense. But we're getting more of his backstory, like while he was in the Empire and then while he's working with the Ascendancy, which I think the Ascendant, like the Chaos Rising, and then like it's just fascinating to me because it's like so many people read that book and they're like, oh, I actually like Thrawn now. And I'm like, welcome. Welcome to this. I've been saying this for years.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I liked him in Rebels. I kind of
yeah.
have a
I just
crush
was
on
very
him,
confused
even though
when he
it's
showed up
animated.
and had buff arms. Okay, like I'm like, why
Listen,
is
they
this blue
didn't have
bitch
to do
trying
that.
to be hot?
But they did.
They did. They blessed us.
I believe there's a Twitter thread that was literally me yelling at Hannah about why this bitch was in a tank top, and I was so hurt.
I'm like, yes, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. All my favorites get fan serviced. So
First, so Thrawn doesn't wear sleeves. Maul doesn't wear his shirt.
Maul doesn't wear his shirt. We're doing fine. It's fine. I'm fine. We're all fine.
I still,
We're all fine here. How are you?
As I'm getting through this book, I still picture him being played by Nicholas. No, that's not his name. Tom Hiddleston.
Really?
The one who plays Loki. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
really?
That's the one. And I watched the Kong movie the other day, and he's more, I mean, like Loki is a villain, but he's more of like a stoic, like, I don't know, Brit who's gonna take you down. And yeah. But unfortunately, like they're doing the whole Loki series, so I don't think he would have time to play
probably
Thrawn.
not.
That'd be interesting, just because like I see Tom Hiddleston so much as Loki that I have a hard time seeing him as Thrawn. But it would be interesting.
You know who might be good? And I don't know if it would be any good. Adam Scott, who played Moriarty in Sherlock.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be interesting.
Any of the Sherlock characters, they have that same vibe.
Lee Pace.
David, do your homework.
He heard Thrawn. He's here too.
Lee Pace.
He's Thranduil in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I probably like completely butchered that name. I'm so sorry.
Oh, he's cute. Okay, I can see that.
I don't know
He's
what he
really
looks
tall.
like now.
He's old though. Guys, Thrawn is sexy.
Honey, I don't.
I've tried. I don't have like a good fan casting for Thrawn. Like if I had to pick, it would always be Lars, just because that's who I associate.
Okay. He's only.
See, I was thinking because it's a different elf in Lord of the Rings, but Hugo Weaving could do it, maybe.
No.
Because I mean, we're doing this after Return of the Jedi, so in theory, if we're going by human years, he should be around 50. Because they had a casting call too of somebody, like, again, all the names were redacted and it was like code names, but it was like they were looking for actors between like 40 and 50 male actors. So
I don't know how old he is. I just thought he did a great job in V for Vendetta. Like, he made you care about somebody that you never saw their face. So even though you'd see Thrawn's face, like a makeup and prosthetics wouldn't. Okay, Jason Isaacs peaked playing Captain Hook, really, though.
What?
But really.
No, he didn't peak. No.
I mean, not peak, but that was like the greatest thing I've seen him as.
Wait, this guy was in Captain Marvel? Oh, okay. That'll make sense. He had a blue face in Captain Marvel. Lee Pace did. Am I making sense?
I think I've seen Captain Marvel once, so I'm a little sketchy on who everybody is.
I don't know.
Who are we talking about? My internet shut out for like a minute, so now I'm very confused.
Lee Pace, the guy who was in The Hobbit, was also in Captain Marvel. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, he's Ronan. Yeah, he's Ronan. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to think about that. Oh my god.
I can see it now. Now with that blue makeup, I can see it.
Yeah, I was like, he can rock the blue makeup. We already know this.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd be okay with that. I want to see, I'd love to see the Grand Inquisitor. I'd love to see Jason Isaacs playing the Grand Inquisitor in live action.
I would love to see him.
The thing with Captain Marvel is my friends thought it was funny to make me think that Ben Mendelsohn was coming in and playing a villain, and then when halfway through it twists and you find out that he's not, I'm like, y'all lied to me. They're like, yeah, and it was really funny.
Jason Isaacs also voiced a character in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I think he did too in Castlevania when I was watching that.
Oh,
he did. Very scary bald priest.
He has a very good voice.
He does. He has a very nice voice. Like, you just automatically know who he is, and you're like, yes, I'm here for this. Oh, so good.
I'm trying to think, like, there have been so many, like, there's so many voice actors in Rebels who, like, you didn't realize were in Rebels until you look it up.
Like Freddie Prinze Jr. I didn't realize he was
I didn't know either.
I did for the longest time.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm like, oh, okay. I know who you are. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to think of
Who else? And then Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's his wife, was the second.
Okay, Sarah Michelle Gellar was Daphne. Okay.
They got married from Scooby-Doo. They were in Scooby-Doo together.
I know.
I love it. It's so cute. It's so wholesome. I love it.
I know she's also like a bunch of other things, but to me, she's also Daphne.
Yeah. We're at the age range where that was the thing.
And I mean, Forrest Whitaker did Saw Gerrera.
Did he voice?
Yeah. Yeah, he did the older Saw. I don't think he's done.
Oh, like in Rebels?
Yeah, I don't think they're doing the younger, because the one younger for Bad Batch, I don't know who plays him.
I don't know. I'm looking. I think Forrest Whitaker usually does it.
Did he? Just like Ahmed Best did Jar Jar for Clone Wars again.
Oh no,
didn't he? Or no? Who was it?
Forrest Whitaker did not for Clone Wars because I think that was before he was cast in Rogue One.
Yeah, so because they had to like his eye color starts off blue and then turns green and then gets brown. Like they gradually bring the designs together.
Andrew Kishono plays the voice of Saw, the younger Saw.
Yeah, he is returning for Bad Batch, it looks like.
Yeah, because I was like, it sounded like the same person, so I was just like, okay.
That'd be cool.
Okay, I really have a lot of questions about whose cookbook David bought because
Forrest Whitaker's? Does Forrest Whitaker have a cookbook? All right. Yeah, maybe he's actually doing his homework now, so... Freddie Prinze Jr. He has a cookbook? Huh. I gotta go. I'm Googling this shit now.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my God.
So apparently one of my friends sent me this today.
A food obsessed actor. Oh, okay. He looks so happy. Okay. I'm good.
There's apparently going to be a Star Wars baking cookbook coming out for Star Wars Day.
I can't listen. I can't cook worth shit, but I love baking. Like, can't cook worth shit. So this might be a thing for me. This might be a thing. I was also very excited. One of my friends and I were talking. I forget what we were talking about. I think we were talking about some sort of sweet or something for some fic that one of us are writing. And I'm like, okay, are there like any sweets in Star Wars, like besides the little macaroons that Grogu eats? I was like, I got to think of something. And they had like, oh yeah, like ooze cake, which apparently is like a Mandalorian dessert. And I'm like, okay, I got to Google this. Apparently there's a recipe in the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. I don't own this, so I didn't know this. And I was very excited about this.
There's also a cake in Clone Wars because they put the fruit on top, right? Is that a cake?
Oh yeah, the ones where like 3PO and R2 have to go get the weird fruit and Cad Bane kidnaps them.
Yep.
Sorry, that was oddly specific answer. So sorry. I just pulled this out.
I'm on dog sitting duty, so I have to get him out of here for a second.
Oh, we love Rex. But yeah, so I don't know.
Are you gonna come say hi to aunties? I got an ear. I got one ear.
Oh, mine's just passed out. He's like, I don't even care that you do this. Like, you just yell all the time. It's great.
See, my dog loves women, so if he hears women's voices coming from my computer, he's like, oh, Nana? Not Nana.
God. No, not Nana. I am
not Nana, but he's like, maybe other auntie, somebody who will love Snoopy? And yeah. Yeah. He always looks for my mom or my sister or my friend Heather.
Oh my God. That's so cute.
Yeah. Oh, he's basically my friend Heather's dog. I just pay all his bills and keep him with me.
I love that so much.
My big guy. Oh.
Hi, Bean.
Say hi to your Auntie Hannah. No.
He's like, no. All right, when Emily comes back, neither of you have been to a celebration, right? Go enjoy your Buffalo Wild Wings, David. We're finally kicking him out. The food is what distracted him.
Technically, oh no, because he's also on, because I can boot people, but not if they're also in the control room, and he's also in the control room, so I can't boot him.
That's funny. That is funny. My God, his family's so cute. Now I'm just looking through Freddie Prinze Jr.'s cookbook, and like they have this cute picture of his family, and it is just the cutest thing. And I'm like, this is precious. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy this has been brought to my attention. So, but no thinking about that. So, what? Are you talking about the Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yes.
You just started giggling. I'm like, I did not say anything. Hey, you know what? Just whatever keeps him distracted and like studying, like,
yeah,
I'll take it.
See, I told him to holler if he needed anything. I'm like, I don't think I could pass a real estate test, but I'm here if you need help with anything, I guess.
We're here for moral support. That's all I'm here
for moral support, and I passed the GRE, so if you need math help, I can probably figure it out.
I passed the GRE.
Well, yes, you did too. I forgot you went to grad school too. I just remembered because like that's been my thing when I've been helping other people. They're like, "Can you do math?" I'm like, "I passed the GRE. I can do some math. There's math I can do."
Useless.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it now, but back then I could.
Mine was just because I taught elementary school math up through like gifted 6th grade level. At the time, and most of the GRE math is pretty much logic based, so
yeah,
I can reason most of it out still.
Yeah, I just kind of like, because it says it's not to scale, but it really is most of the time to scale. So you can just like say, well, that's 1, so that's 3.
Yep.
No.
See, did you do it on paper, or did you have to do it? Because it was hard to do that on the computer.
I don't remember. It was in 2014, so it's been a while.
Oh yeah, you went to grad school before I did. I think I took my GRE in 2016. So
yeah, it's so expensive, and
see, that's why
like there are only certain places that give the test, so we had to like travel an hour and a half to get there.
I think I traveled an hour, but one of the testing centers was by where my boyfriend lived at the time, so I just went down there for the day. But yeah, because I should have technically, because I went to school for my MBA, I should have taken the GMAT. So, but most places would take the GRE, and then if I decided to go for something other than business, they'd take that too. So I took the one that could be applied to the most situations, so I didn't have to do it twice.
Yeah, man, that was a stressful. That was the summer I got married. There was a lot going on.
Girl,
I took it because I had been kind of half-heartedly studying for it, and at the time I worked at an alternative school, and then like 3 or 4, like right before I actually scheduled my test, my student attacked me, scratched up my face, tried to rip out my hair, and broke my glasses. So that was the day I was like, so I'm going to grad school, I am leaving.
Oh my
goodbye.
God.
I was going to move in with Jason anyway. But so we decided, and like I got the offer for an assistantship like in early December, and they're like, yeah, you can start in like January, right? And I'm like, cool, yeah, I'm going to figure out my entire life in like 3 weeks. It's going to be great.
We'll be fine. It's all fine.
I figured out my entire life in 3 weeks and started grad school.
Yep. That's how early adulthood goes. Like you just got to figure everything out so quickly.
It was like I was planning on starting grad school sometime in the next couple of semesters, when it was time. And then they're like, hey, yeah, can you start in like 3 weeks? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah, I graduated undergrad, took the GRE, got married, moved, and then started my started grad school all that same year, like within months of each other. And I had never me and my husband had never lived together before. I had lived with my parents, and I had lived in like a suite. I had one suite mate in college, and so like I had never really lived with anyone besides my family before.
See, I took a couple years between. I graduated college in 2015 because I double majored, so I took an extra year. And then I went back to grad school in the winter of 2017. So was all in that thing when people are like, well, why did Rogue One hit you so hard? I'm like, look, there was a woman who was in transition and had a character to latch on to. Now that we've bored everybody off the stream talking about grad school.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, guys.
Do regular people go to school in Star Wars? Like, I guess we see a school in Mandalore.
Like, I mean, it's the same thing as like when people talk about Harry Potter, right? Like, none of these kids past the age of 11 have any education outside of magic.
Yeah, they don't need it.
You'd assume that
we do see a school in The Mandalorian too.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I'd assume, and this is the thing I kind of assume with like Hogwarts too, you assume that they teach some writing and stuff as you're going through like how to reason your ideas in an essay or whatever you assume. So like maybe like because like Jedi training and stuff, they'd expect Jedi to know how to read and write.
Yeah,
so
I hope so. Especially
because
that
within
like,
other training, they'd work stuff like that in.
Yeah.
But like
I think they
for
would.
regular people, like
I feel like Star Wars universe, probably a lot of trade schools, like a lot, especially like if you don't have a lot of money to like go to Coruscant and like go to schools, like fancy schools. I feel like a lot of it's like whatever your family trade is. I don't know. That's just me.
You know, there is a university because the dude that the dude in Rise of Skywalker, like that movie, the end movie, that movie,
the last one,
the last one,
that one,
brain. I'm still sober. I'm just stupid. So he was supposedly a professor before the First Order rose, and then he joined the Resistance.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, taught at like Coruscant University. I'm sure it's really original. Yeah. But yeah, well, in
there's
Mandalore
Coruscant University, and then there's University of. I'm kidding. That's how they name schools in Illinois. Northern Illinois University. Southern Illinois University. Eastern Illinois University.
Well, we also see a school in, again, the Clone Wars, because Ahsoka, when she goes to Mandalore, has to teach.
Yeah. She does, doesn't she? I forgot about that.
In one of their like diplomatic classes. So,
but you wonder where there's like I feel like education is different across the galaxy. Like, I mean, think about like
Tatooine system based.
Tatooine still has slavery. So they're like far from where the Republic would be. I feel like the Republic core worlds might have some sort of centralized, not so much centralized, but you have the idea that if you're in the Republic core world, you're expected to provide education to a certain age. You know, it would probably be through at least middle school, if not early high school, before you go into trades.
Well, and even on Mandalore, like the school that we see has Corky, who is the nephew of the queen. So it's like
the shade
that maybe it's only the upper class, or it's definitely
it's like a private school.
Upper class, but yeah, it is a big school though, because we see like the cafeteria
and like there's children, like little kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I feel like Mandalore would be a very like open like school for like knowing Satine. I feel like she'd give a lot of opportunity to everybody.
She would.
I feel like in the After Empire era, the school on Navarro we see in Mando, that was given as a sign that it was becoming more of a civilized area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I bet they turn all the schools into like the academy for the Empire.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that almost comes up with like, because it never comes up like how people who were raised differently, it kind of everybody automatically seems to know how to read and write.
There's not, I mean, yeah, but there's the way they communicate with each other, like they're not texting each other, they're like
That's
talking.
True.
So it's not a whole lot of reading and writing.
That's true. I mean, there's nothing would be wrong if they did. I'm just thinking that you never like a kid like Mando who kind of grew up. I guess he grew up in the Mandalorians, they would have taught him, but you learn that Jyn, her parents taught her. But like somebody like Cassian, who's been on his own for years, he's able to communicate in writing when he needed to and everything. So You'd think that would be another thing that would be like super localized, though, that not everybody would do basic. They'd have different
Like their own
languages.
dialects, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's interesting.
I feel like it would have been more centralized during the Republic and then probably became less centralized with all the schools going under empire control, but some places still wanting to teach their customs.
Yeah. I could see that. Like you said, like the empire is more focused on like building their army or like putting people in
the empire probably
factories
wants you to know
schools.
To know
they
how
want
to
you to know enough to not be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
want you to
like
like
lost a lot of cultural and significance and like languages even after the empire, because I think they probably wiped out a bunch of the civilizations that hadn't developed that far, or like just took their children.
Yeah, because I mean, even Mandalore, like it was pretty advanced, and they nearly wiped that entire culture out because they were so advanced.
Which is what makes Thrawn so like stand out so much, because he really kind of respects the art and culture of individual people, and
he wants to preserve
it's like
it. And
the same idea as like any colonizing agent. The Republic was like a system that liked the different cultures, when the Empire is much more of the idea of like almost colonization, like where you're wiping out the native culture and you have the one.
Yeah.
Like not as bad at like, I'm thinking like for a while I have friends whose grandparents were from Ireland, and for a while you got in trouble if you spoke Irish in schools, because you were only supposed to speak the Queen's English, because that was the proper way to do it in certain parts of Ireland.
But so now the language is dying out.
Yeah, so I feel like the Empire wouldn't really care if the Mandalorian language or Festian or something like that would die out. They just want you to be able to speak enough basic to give you orders.
Yeah. Well, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes you think like, so you have the Republic time, you have the Empire, and then you have, I'm thinking all the way to the sequel trilogy, like how much of what was originally seen during the Republic is left. Like the whole in the Rise of Skywalker, I loved the whole thing on Pisana, because you see like despite everything, like their culture still survived and thrived. So
my friend called that
I think a little bit of hope.
I can't remember what I think it was Space Burning Man or something. I don't know.
This is so good.
She's like, yep, that's so it. Good. I'm like, because it's a place, because you get the idea that it's on the outer rim, maybe
like wild space.
Maybe the Empire didn't make it there. Maybe it survived the Empires.
And maybe it didn't have anything valuable enough for them to care about.
That's also true.
They were nothing if not practical.
With like
you get the idea that like the stories and culture of some of the rebellion have made it like, because Rey references Darth Vader like she knows who, she's heard of him to Kylo, even though she's inside his head. She knows, you can tell she recognizes the name. But like that's, how the culture is filtered out. So how much did that center change actually affect like Jakku?
Yeah, I'm with a lot of what we see in Star Wars tends to be very oral, like a very oral tradition, very oral communication.
Yeah. So, but I think a lot of it is at least somewhat preserved with like the protocol droids, because like 3PO knows all these languages, even if they're not spoken anymore. Like it's a little bit less of a crime if it's, I mean, it's still like tragic if it's wiped out and there are no like native speakers anymore. But in our time, like it's very hard to record a language and to be able to like keep records of it. Whereas like they have droids that can record it and teach
that
it
always
if necessary.
The other thing that made me wonder is because you get the idea that 3PO was programmed obviously during the prequel trilogy. But when his memory is wiped, it doesn't wipe his memory of languages.
Yeah.
And when they wipe him again in Rise of Skywalker, and he can still talk.
Yeah.
To pose eternal annoyance. To pose eternal annoyance.
Yeah, it's like clearing your browser cookies, where his original programming is still there, but he doesn't have any memory of what was previously searched.
Right. Oh,
that's still one of my favorite parts of Rise of Skywalker, when Poe's sitting there going, did we ever find his volume switch? And I'm like, he just said what all of us have been thinking for 9 movies.
Years.
Yeah.
No, I do like that. That's good. Gives me.
That is something to think about, though, because I always think, because I'm such a written communication person, like they do, because most of the
hollows and
they're that's what this means, apparently. They're hollows. And I was thinking, like, with the Resistance, like what you see them sending as transmissions, it's not ever written. It's always somebody on headset, like in Rogue One, in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, there's no carrier pigeons in Star Wars.
Yeah. That's why it's so, when Rey gets the ancient Jedi text, it seems so weird, because they are like physical books.
Yeah. And you're like,
that's because they're so old.
And you realize, who taught Rey to read?
Right.
Yeah, that would be my kid I'd worry about, would be like Rey, because I feel like she's one of those people that could have probably taught herself, but
that would have been a great plot point. Like, she has the text, but she isn't able to read them.
Yeah, because like
I wonder if she learned how to read. Oh, that's so sad. Like while she was scavenging, like she learned how to read, like, I don't know, different like protocol manuals that might have survived the ships.
Yeah.
See, I've always this is one of the things I've wondered about.
I wonder if we're going to see that in Batch too. Sorry, like everything's coming back to the Bad Batch right now.
Like, it's that idea I was talking about, where like the core around Coruscant, like that core that we said, had a lot of Republic influence. Like, they knew about the Jedi. Like with the Clone Wars, still, I mean, even if they were all over the planet, there's like, what? Do they ever say how many Jedi there are?
I think there's about like 1,000.
Yeah, but if you think of how many planets there are, how many different moons, if you consider, even if every planet has clone troopers on it, each squadron of troopers has maybe 1 Jedi. So you might have heard the stories of someone who saw a Jedi once in the Outer Rim. But like, if you weren't right around Coruscant, that wasn't part of your daily life.
Yeah. That's one thing I loved about the episode 3 novelization, how it opens, because it really paints Anakin and Obi-Wan as such like the superheroes in the little kids' minds, where they watch them on like the HoloNet, and like, it's gonna be okay because Anakin and Obi-Wan are gonna save us wherever they are.
Anakin did not let that go to his head. He let that go to his head. He did his hair for the HoloNet.
And I mean, that book isn't canon anymore, so maybe it's not actually like that in our current timeline. But I always liked that they were kind of like legendary figures to like these little kids, and seen as like really protectors of the galaxy. But I think part of it is that when the Empire takes over, they blame the Jedi. They say like, oh, the Jedi have turned against us. And even if people don't believe that, I think there would be like such major consequences if they like spoke against that, that very quickly everyone learns to like not admire or acknowledge the Jedi anymore.
And again, we're talking about a very oral centric galaxy, where it's like, if you don't speak it, it doesn't exist, more or less.
There's also the idea, I mean, if they only knew about the Jedis from these stories on the HoloNet about Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then suddenly the Jedi betrayed us, people wonder, were those stories even true? I never saw it. I can't prove it was true.
Yeah.
You see the same thing in Avatar.
And here we go. We made it.
With not only the Avatar, but also the Airbenders. Granted, that's after 100 years, so it's a little bit. But we only have 19 in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is even now, though, like with this past year, how much different things are after a year of turmoil. Like I have friends who did, come from countries that were having like they immigrated when problems happened in their own countries, and like everything can change much faster than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. It's also sad because like you have Rey, especially in the sequel trilogy, especially you have Rey who's like, I've heard stories of Luke Skywalker, I've heard stories of the Jedi, and then you meet Luke Skywalker and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is what that is, and kind of learning about that. And like same with Luke meeting Yoda. Like he had this idea of like what a Jedi should be, and then you've got this crazy green lizard in the swamp who's okay. I brought up Yoda. We got it. But like it's
Listen to
kind
the hot
of
takes.
it's the hot takes again. But it's just interesting how like I agree with that. Like just how quickly the Jedi were forgotten. Like I mean, and again, this is probably it's because obviously the prequels were made way before this. But in High Republic, like you see what the Jedi were, and like you don't hear a whisper of that in the prequels. So, or at least we're getting very contrasting Jedi orders that were seen between the High Republic and the prequels.
And
it's Star Wars. Everybody ages fast and has the memory of a goldfish.
well,
but still, I mean, it's just interesting to think about.
It's such a big galaxy that it's hard for everyone to know the same story, the true whatever the true story might be. But I was gonna go somewhere else. I lost my thought.
We'll get back to it.
That like we the audience sees what the Jedi do. We see the truth. We know the truth of Order 66, but the general public don't. Like they don't see the truth. They don't see what actually happens. They don't know the extent of what the Jedi does for everyone.
I mean, it's the same idea almost as if you like talk to somebody from Europe and they don't realize like how big the US is. You know, like the idea that I know, like they're like, oh yeah, you know, you could just, or we're thinking of going to like Chicago and then maybe like Disneyland, and I'm like, whoa. So it's a big place. Like you may not know everything that's going on in DC or in California or even just here. It's a big place. Then you multiply it times a galaxy, you know. But what happens on Coruscant has very little impact on what happens on Tatooine.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's like if it doesn't affect your day-to-day life, and especially in the Outer Rim where it's a struggle for survival, you're not going to care.
Yeah.
Like Padme seems like such a big character to us, but if you don't live on Naboo, then you probably don't know who she is at all.
Right.
Like when you think about the Senate as like the United States Senate, there's 100 people there. That's a lot of people, but it's still only 100 people. If you look at the Galactic Senate, there is a ton of seats. There's a ton of planets.
Gigantic.
Yeah. So even if there's only one or two if there's two senators a planet, one senator a planet, couple senators a planet, I don't remember. But there's you wouldn't know like the senator from another planet unless it was one of the ones that made it on the HoloNets a lot. Like people might know Padme and Bail and Mon Mothma if they followed the HoloNets and cared.
Right.
But your average person just trying to make a living, selling something at the market, it's not going to.
Right. Yeah. It's not their biggest priority.
That's not even taking into account like societies like the Ewoks or the Wookiees who don't really care. They kind of do. They've got their own system and they do their own thing.
They just chill out. It's great.
I mean, like, the Wookiees are
I would have loved to have seen an Ewok senator. Did you know? Wonderful. That
please. Do the Wookiees send someone to the Senate?
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking because like their planet always seems like it becomes involved later, but it seems like they kind of have their own system of government and their own thing that they're doing over there.
Their own thing. They just kind of play by the rules while also like doing kind of their own thing. So.
Yeah, they're their own thing. We don't bother them. They don't bother us. Mainly, we don't bother them because they can rip our arms off.
Yep. If I had to go into hiding like as a Jedi, I'd just go to Kashyyyk and be like, yeah, this scary ass Wookiees. I'd be safe. I'd be fine.
Good relations with the Wookiees I have.
But I also like the point that Rey says that she thought that Luke Skywalker was a myth, because after episode 6, I mean, you think, oh, okay, they're gonna change the government, they're gonna make a real impact now, it's gonna be fine, but in reality, it's not like a town we're talking about, not a state, not even a city or one planet. It's the whole galaxy that they're trying to change.
Yeah.
And so I can see how that would be really complicated, and maybe
especially where she lives.
Yeah, and wouldn't necessarily have the impact or be able to be done in such a short amount of time, that I can see like the story of Luke overthrowing the Emperor, if it's not caught on video. Like, it kind of sounds like a made up story.
Pixar didn't happen.
Where are the receipts?
I don't know how this story got out, but that's one of my favorite parts about the end of Last Jedi, is that you see how those kids hearing this, giving the overdramatic version of Luke Skywalker's story it comes. That's how you get the idea that these stories become legends, because it's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
You've played telephone, you know how quickly that gets.
That devolves very fast. Yeah, and I mean, you
know Luke Skywalker fought his way out of 5 Sarlaccs? And you're just like, what I did?
It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, you see part of that, like the myth of Luke Skywalker, like you see that in The Mandalorian, like that was purely like I'm not going to say fan service, because it served its purpose within the storyline, but like that was the legend of Luke Skywalker. Like, Din Djarin has no fucking clue who Luke Skywalker is. Like, bless the man, he didn't know about the Darksaber. Like that whole day was a lot for him. But the fact that like Luke shows up and then leaves, like that's the story he's going to tell, if he ever does, is like this Jedi showed up, like just destroyed all of these creepy ass robots. I completely forgot what they're called. Dark troopers. Oh my god, these creepy ass robots. But like that kind of perpetuates that myth of Luke Skywalker, and then you see kind of where that ends. So
and you also think that I've lost count. There's like how many women were there? It was Fennec and Cara,
Cara,
and
Bo, and then Gideon. So you've got 4 women, 5, 6 people total,
and Grogu,
and whatever they tell Boba when he comes to pick them up.
He's gonna be so salty about that, I swear to God.
And he's just like, and so all of those people are going to tell that story, and it's going to be a little bit different. Bo-Katan's telling Ahsoka later, so this weird ass Jedi came to pick us up, and he looks like a real dork. And Ahsoka's like, yeah, that's my nephew. And Bo-Katan's like, couldn't have guessed.
Him and his Gucci his Chanel boots.
Poor Luke.
I love that outfit. Like, everyone hates on it, but I love it.
I love it too.
So
but
good.
you gotta admit, that's the point where you look at Luke Skywalker and you're like, oh yeah, I know who your parents were. But like, even that's my favorite part of The Mandalorian, though, is Din is the, bless his heart, the most clueless man in the galaxy, who just keeps like lucking his way.
I don't know if it's luck. It's very unfortunate.
Like, are you a Jedi?
He's just like,
is this your Jedi to you?
My favorite is somebody put that next to, because it's Cassian in Rogue One looks at Chirrut and goes, is he a Jedi? And then they put it over Din going, are you a Jedi? And it just says, lost Latinos looking for a Jedi.
I love it. Oh, bless their be picking souls. Oh,
I just love.
But again, it just solidifies that whole thing of the Jedi being a myth, essentially, after the Clone Wars. Like,
yeah,
like you're like this weird shit happens. Like, baby Grogu picks up the fucking Mudhorn, and you're like, he's like, I don't know what the fuck that was. but we
Poor
got to do
Dan.
something about this. It's
Poor
weird.
Dan.
Like, he had no words for it. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
know what the Force was. He's like, what the hell is that?
Well, and also because the Jedi take Force-sensitive children, so it's not like
Yes,
they
and
grow
they all
up
go
around
to
Force-sensitive
one-
people.
Exactly.
That one central location. So if you're not near that one central location,
Yeah.
it's like if you put like a drop of something in water and it spreads out, it gets diluted the farther you get from Coruscant.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's metaphor
Yeah.
day. Don't ask me questions.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
It's a good one for that.
yeah, the more I think about Star Wars as like even internally being built on myths and then like it kind of being our generation's like mythology, kind of like Norse and Greek mythology. I don't know, it makes me happy. I enjoy it so much more thinking about it that way because I don't get caught up in what's canon or what's not canon or like, oh, well, this contradicted that. Like those things I will always like think about and might bother me. But at the end of the day, if I just think this is a mythos, then it all kind of makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's an oral tradition, like you can pass along. In this case, it's visual, it's oral, it's all these different mediums. So
in that case, like some people were telling the story exactly how it happened in the galaxy. And then there's Han Solo who ups everything by a third. And then there's Leia who's downplaying it all by a third.
Yeah, Han Solo is the John Smith of Star Wars. That's I don't know. That's a deep cut. John Smith, when he wrote about the New World, he exaggerated a lot. And so, if you read his like journals, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Like the whole Pocahontas story that he wrote probably isn't even true.
Yeah.
Han Solo though is the most annoyed when the myth doesn't come out right in his favorite. 14? It was 12.
Sure, Han. Sure.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
And I think it's funny that people all have heard of like the two on the Falcon that day with him have both heard his legend, but they've heard two different legends about him. One of them is Han Solo, the rebellion general. One of them is the story that's told on Jakku, which is the smuggler. Two different parts of the galaxy have two different legends.
That's all from a different point of view. So, yeah, because Finn growing up in the First Order would hear that Han is a rebellion general and must be eliminated if you see him, whereas Rey is on Jakku that's run by scavengers and scum. So if Han was we know Han was probably there at some point, and so he'd be a smuggler to everybody. They don't give a shit that he was in the rebellion because the rebellion has no jurisdiction there.
Yeah.
So
hi, puppy.
Hi, puppers.
Boots.
This is Snoopy.
Oh, that one's Snoopy. Okay.
Snoopy. This is Auntie Hannah and Emily.
Yay!
He's like that's very nice.
Oh God,
I'm going back to sleep now.
Run away.
He only likes women, so he has this vast network of I refer to every woman as his auntie because he loves them all equally.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that story. I can't get over the whole thing of thinking of Star Wars as like our generation's myth. Oh, it makes me so happy.
If you think about it, I mean, like to an extent, because we stopped having like that standard myth and it started being the stories we tell. And there's a point where it transitioned from being books to being movies.
Yeah. And it's contributed to by so many people. Like it's not just one author.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's so good. And then we as fans kind of create it in our own way through art, through writing, through doing podcasts. Like we're continuing the oral tradition of Star Wars by expanding on it and what we don't know and what we're theorizing on.
So one day we will be coming to you live from a little hollow thing.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
And we've already seen it like been passed down through generations. Like it's already gone through like 2 or 3 generations already. So it's really
okay. So I do make fun of like the whole thing in Rise of Skywalker, but that bit about 1,000 generations live in you now, but this is your fight. That idea that there's so much behind you, but it's your turn. I mean, I get that with some of the activism stuff I'm doing. Like, there have been people fighting for the same things for so many years. But when it's your turn, you pick up the banner and you take your turn until, you fall. And then the next generation picks it up and goes.
Yeah, you're making me want to rewatch Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if I've seen it since I saw it in theaters.
I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched it twice.
I saw it 5 times in theaters, but that's because I have a serious.
Yeah.
I kept seeing it with different people, and at that time, also my sister.
Punishment.
Apparently, my sister also we went to see it once, and she's like, "That wasn't even a good movie, but we can go see it at the Navy Pier IMAX." I go, "Why?" She goes, 1, pew pew laser fight, cool. She goes, 2, Oscar Isaac is beautiful,
and even better in IMAX.
I'm like, okay. She goes, "Why?" I go, "Because I'll go see Adam Driver in IMAX. Thank you."
No, I love it. Oh, I'm gonna sit on that one for a while. I love that so much.
I occasionally say deep and profound things, and the rest of the time I just make puns. It's
occasionally we get serious here, and I love it.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, I'm out of wine, so I'm just also having a Cayman Jack margarita, but these don't hit me as hard. So.
That's why I decided to only have one, and I'm drinking water so I can go to Michael's after this and then edit some more audio.
Oh, there we go.
Fun.
No, I love it. All right. Okay. I was just thinking.
I don't know, if anybody that's actually still in the chat, what discussion questions? What do you want us to say? Random Star Wars characters in what situations?
Yeah.
We've done cruises and road trips. What do you got?
Oh my God, that was fantastic. I still don't think I could share a room with anybody for any amount of time.
Look, I got sick on that cruise to the Bahamas, and if I had gotten quarantined to my stateroom, only one of us was coming home, and it was probably going to be me because I would have won that fight. But it was like, you are not locking me in this room with someone. That was right when COVID hit. So entire cruise ships were getting right after that started getting quarantined.
I'd murder somebody. I would murder.
It's not going to end well.
There'd be a game of Clue on a live action game of Clue on that cruise ship if I'd have been stuck there.
That was the thing. It was Jason's mom, not this Jason, obviously my ex's name was Jason, was watching our dogs, and she goes, "Oh, maybe you guys will get quarantined and get to stay for 2 weeks, but I think you got to stay in your stateroom." And Jason's like, "Nah, we got a balcony. I'll have plenty of there'll still be plenty of fresh air." And I'm like, "I will kill you."
I will kill you. Carly has a question for us. Invite to game night.
I feel like
what game we're playing.
I mean Han Solo. If he's on my side, I don't want to play against him.
They're on our team. Yeah. They're on our team.
I feel like Force users would cheat. I feel like Obi-Wan is a horrible cheater at games, and he won't admit it.
It's so good. Oh, that'd be so fun. I'd love that so much. It depends on what game we're playing.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking card game.
Yeah.
But it could be like a trivia game.
I want Han Solo as my euchre partner.
That'd be good. I love euchre. It's such a good. I would bring Din Djarin to Vegas with me. That helmet, we just nail that fucking poker table.
That'd be pretty good.
So I read a really good fan fiction. Have you guys seen Casino Royale?
No.
Yes.
It reimagined the characters of Rogue One as the spies in Casino Royale.
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
And I feel like Cassian Andor can probably play poker.
Oh yeah, he definitely could. Now, if we're playing a game of Jenga, I want a Force user.
Yes.
Yes.
I want a Force user for Jenga.
And not Anakin.
No.
He's too chaotic.
No, I want Ahsoka. Ahsoka would be my Jenga partner.
Yeah, she'd be pretty good.
I feel like Grogu playing Jenga would be funny. Oh, don't play Twister with the Jedi, though.
Ooh. I want the clones for laser tag.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I want them all on my team.
I kind of want. I know you don't play Monopoly on teams, but I don't want to face Jin Urso in Monopoly because I feel like she's kind of like me, and I am merciless in Monopoly.
Try to murder the bank. I want Kira on my team.
Best at Monopoly.
Oh, he would. No, that's Monopoly is the game where that's when I figured out that nobody would play with me after I got a business degree because I am not nice to play Monopoly with.
Or Risk. He'd probably be pretty good at Risk.
I don't think I've ever played Risk. I want to.
Oh, it's good. It's fun.
Oh, that'd be
I'm also not always a nice person to play poker with, but if you get me drunk, I'm a lot of fun to play poker with.
Oh, that's great. I want Kira on my Monopoly team.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Who do you think would win Mario Kart?
Oh my god.
I don't know, but everybody's dying.
Anakin would win Mario Kart.
Or R2-D2.
R2 and Chopper, just throwing everybody off Rainbow Road.
Yeah, Hera would be good too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like when it switched from GameCube controllers to Wii controllers, where you could still play with the standard controller, but they also had the one where it was a steering wheel. My friends used to think it was funny. They'd make me switch to a Wii controller and put me on Rainbow Road because I couldn't drive worth shit on it. Like, guys, this was only funny the first 3 times.
Yeah.
Mario Party, though. Friendships end when you play Mario Party. There is no friends anymore. It's Monopoly and Mario Party. No, you no longer have friends.
Mine was sorry. Like, sorry, we ended some friendships. Or some.
And I'm not allowed to play Harry Potter trivia with people anymore.
Oh my god. We're putting you in the corner with Cassie, and you guys are not allowed to play any games because everyone will get so pissed off.
I know my thing with Harry Potter Seen It was that if I went first, I'd make it all the way around the board without missing one, so nobody would play with me anymore.
Oh my god.
And like, okay, I have a really terrible memory for like real life things, but I can remember trivia really well.
And Risk is right. Yeah. Yeah. I
don't think I've ever played Risk.
Yeah, I haven't either. What about
I get into it.
Yeah, I was like, that would be a fun thing to watch. I don't think I could play Battleship with the Jedi, though. They would just they'd be like, I know exactly where your ships are. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Okay, who would be the best Star Wars character to play Cards Against Humanity with? I feel like Obi-Wan secretly has a very, very dirty mind. Land.
I was going to say Quinlan Voss.
Also a good one.
My problem is I end up playing it with my family, and my dad is... I'm not sure if he knows how dirty he's being when he's playing Cards Against Humanity, but I'm like, Dad!
Oh, yes. Oh my god, yes.
Poe Dameron is not allowed to do anything. I feel like Poe would also not be somebody you wanted to face in Mario Kart.
Yeah, definitely not. No, maybe. Oh, I bet Ray would secretly be really good at Cards Against Humanity. I feel like she'd be like that. It's always the quiet ones, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
You're lucky it would be like Chewbacca, and you'd be like, Chewie, I don't want to think about you thinking about that.
That's a good one. That'd be a good one. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I've played it on my phone before with my coworkers, and you find out so much about how your coworkers' minds work, and I didn't really need to know all of it.
You're like, oh.
Who would be hard to face at chess? I feel like Thrawn. Thrawn would be bad at chess, or bad to face at chess.
Yeah, I would not want to face Thrawn in chess. I lose horribly.
Rex would probably be good at chess.
I'm terrible at chess. I can't think in the 3 dimensions it requires. Yeah, I'm just not good. My brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I'm really bad at chess too.
Yeah, I don't think
that's the thing is there's games I'm really good at, like trivia games and stuff like that. There's games I'm really bad at, and chess is one of them.
Yeah.
My coworker, I think his record, because we play the iPhone version, my coworker has beaten me in 3 moves before. Because his brain works like that, mine does not.
I love that. I'm trying to think who else.
Palps. Yeah.
Palps is constantly playing 4D hollow chess.
He's constantly playing ahead of everybody. That'd be a good one. Be a good one.
I'm glad to see some Palpatine admiration.
Oh my god.
Nobody actually
the words Palpatine admiration.
Guys, can we need to get Emily a shrink or something, because I'm not actually sure that she's not going to try to take over the world, but we should probably warn her husband.
Hey, you know what? At least hopefully we'll be on her side, so I feel like we'll be okay. Hopefully. That was such a vague answer. Like, oh fuck. We're screwed.
Sure.
Oh, who would be good at charades?
I feel like Poe's overdramatic ass might be good at. He'd love charades, but he'd be
it's a silent
he'd be terrible. He'd be terrible at it, but he would love it.
It's a silent game.
I just started watching the vintage collection of the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that far because we had anyway. It was late, so we got like maybe 40 minutes in, and all the clones just do all these hands.
Yes!
I'm like, can they speak? Can they talk? But they're so
Yes!
quick. And so if
I like that one.
If we're getting that into if that's part of it, then the clones I think would be really good.
Okay, so part of charades is also also that you have to like. It depends on who's on your team because the person on your team has to know how your mind works.
So the clones.
I feel like the clones would definitely work with that.
I could see a very vicious charade battle going down between like the 501st and the 212th.
Yeah.
And then Wolfpack gets involved and it's chaos.
Obi-Wan's the referee.
Obi-Wan has to be the referee because Anakin just eggs everybody on.
Of course he does.
I can see Obi-Wan thinking he's good at charades, but no one actually understanding anything.
I feel like Obi-Wan's thinking is too high level for sure. Because, you know, like you get really into it with charades and you're like, this is very, very, and then no, it's just.
Like, no. Oh, that's so good. I love it.
Trying to think about like Pictionary. I feel like Pictionary is another one that it depends on how well you know your team.
Yeah, Sabine.
I feel like Padme would do really. Yeah, Sabine. I bet Padme would do pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like because she's a politician, she can break it down where people understand her.
Yes.
Meanwhile, like Obi-Wan's up in like high level thinking that nobody gets.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
What game would Qui-Gon be good at? I feel like Qui-Gon's just vibing.
I was thinking like backgammon or like backgammon. Maybe chess. Maybe he'd be good at chess.
I think he could be. He's secretly like hustling.
Yeah, that is true.
He's secretly like hustling pool somewhere.
That'd be a good one. I don't know. That'd be a good one. Chinese checkers? I don't know. If we're talking like in the moment, I don't know, maybe blackjack? Because that one's a very like instinctive. Oh, Clue.
Yeah.
Clue.
Pretty good one. Yeah, because blackjack, it's like you can't see too far ahead. It's just kind of like, okay, this is what I've got. What can I do?
I could see Qui-Gon, even without doing the Force user reading your mind thing, I could see him being really good at poker because you don't, like they say in Casino Royale, you're not playing your hand, you're playing the guy across from you.
Yeah, you have to read people.
And Qui-Gon's really good at picking up on other people's cues. Like he's the one that you get the idea that he figures out who Amidala is and everything like that.
Agreed.
That's true. That'd be a good one.
Meanwhile, Anakin's off there being oblivious.
Yep.
Yeah. Be a good one.
I really do like Anakin. I just like to rag on him.
He's so funny. Bless the boy.
See, Bail Organa would be another one that would probably be good at poker because he can read people.
That'd be a good one.
I feel like that man knew so much more than they gave him credit for the entire thing. Like somebody later whispers to him, you know, Anakin was the father of Padme's babies, right? And he's like, oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shock on my face. Oh my God, that's great.
I still want to know what story he told his wife when he came home. Like, so the Senate has disbanded, the Jedi Order is in shambles, and by the way, I brought home a baby.
Surprise!
She's like, huh.
I feel like also, though, if she'd lived with Bail long enough, that might not be entirely out of character for him to do something like that.
Just bring home strays. You're like, who the fuck did you bring home this time?
I feel like, because he came home from the Senate once with Padme, and I don't know if he told his wife that he was inviting a friend home.
I like that. That's funny.
I feel like that would be Bail. He'd be the ones that they'd have, like, you know, 5 loth cats in the garden because he couldn't, like, stop feeding the stray.
Oh, I love that. Oh, hide and go seek.
It'd be the Jedi. But
I don't
somebody
know.
like, I think this is one where Yoda could have the advantage. I mean, think of how small he is.
Emily really hates the idea of Yoda having any sort of advantage.
Yoda or honestly Leia. Leia is tiny and she's smart. And she'd
be really good at that.
Into the garbage chute.
Hint there.
That's my favorite. No, Jyn Erso, hide and seek champion, as the Death Troopers walk right past where she's hiding.
Yeah, there you go.
That's in the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, who is it that uses their cape and like it looks like a rock? But that's a different thing.
Different franchise. It's fine.
That's all right. We cross streams constantly here. Hide and seek, yeah, that'd be an interesting. I'd be really scared playing with the Jedi.
Well, the bounty hunters would be good seekers.
That's true too.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I'd want Din Djarin on my team if we were seeking.
And probably good hiders because you have to know how to hide to be able to seek well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gathering all the Mandalorians and they're on my team for seeking.
Yeah.
But also, though, with a Mandalorian, you have to fold yourself up in the armor.
Yeah. That's like Beskar's not exactly flexible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know who I don't want on my team for any game? K2. I feel like that would be the person that would flip the table. No, he'd wait until you got your poker
L3.
hand.
Oh, I love. Yeah.
Wait till you get your poker hand, then loudly announce the odds of you winning.
Oh, I wish they could meet each other.
Yes.
Okay, more than K2, and I need K2 and Chopper to meet.
Yes. Yeah.
There wouldn't be anything standing. They better meet out in the middle of a desert. Oh my god, that'd be
Hera's
amazing.
standing nearby with a fire extinguisher. Hera and Cassian each have a fire extinguisher.
That'd be great.
I don't know which one of those, because I feel like Hera has Chopper sort of under control, and then he yeets someone out of an airlock. And we think Cassian has K2 under control, and then he's like, I told you to stay on the ship. Yeah, but it was boring.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I think Maul might be really good at hide and go seek. I mean, they didn't know he was alive for 15 years.
Yeah.
All somebody'd have to do, though, is quietly walk by and mention Obi-Wan, and he
just pass out. You're like, God damn. The Night Sisters would be good.
Yeah.
The Night
It'd be
Sisters,
good.
I don't care what I'm playing. I want them on my side.
Yeah, I was like, It'd be good. That'd be good. Red
Okay,
Rover.
if we all go to Star Wars Celebration together, we can just be like all the Night Sisters and just follow David and Jason around like creepily.
God damn it! I already have 2 cosplays going on. I don't need a third.
I get to do a photo shoot for my cosplay a week from today, and I'm really
so
excited. So if I'm
that.
not on this, I'm not going to be on the stream next weekend because I'm going to go do a photo shoot as Jyn Erso.
Cool.
Oh, that's so exciting.
That's exciting.
Oh, that's so exciting. Get in. Oh, I love it. Oh, no. I can't wait. Are you guys going to Celebration next year?
I've never been.
I haven't either.
I
might try to get tickets. I might try.
Gonna honestly depend on if I get a better job or not. So
yeah.
I played the 15.
That's good.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I work where there's like a good promotional system, so I can transfer anywhere as long as I get a good enough grade. So I figured, why not just apply for everything I might be qualified for?
Yeah.
I guess the worst they can say is no.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it doesn't hurt to apply. I mean, you still have to.
And it means I keep my health insurance and everything because it's all within the same area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very cool.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm socially anxious, so I don't know if I could go to a convention of any kind.
Yeah.
See, I did okay at like Comic-Cons and stuff, and I've been to podcasting conventions. My friends want me to go to Podcast Movement in Nashville, but I haven't decided on that one yet. Because we went to a convention at Nashville and people liked it better when it was downtown, but this is at the Opryland, which was the last convention was over at the Opryland, but you don't get to see much in Nashville. You're kind of stuck at the Opryland.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. So it'll kind of depend on if all my friends are going, I'll probably go.
Yeah. I've talked to some people who went to like Star Wars or who went to Celebration alone and had a really good time. And I think like if I can get one of my cosplays done, at least I'll have somebody either in the Mercs or in the 501st. So I won't be completely alone.
Yep.
I got to get it done.
We'll all go together and be socially awkward in a pack.
Yes. I was like, I'm also good about being socially awkward in a pack.
That's what I was telling somebody. I'm like, y'all.
Be like, I got to go take a nap, y'all. Like, I don't give a shit what's going on right now. I need a nap.
that's me on cruise ships. And my ex was always like, well, why aren't you doing something? I'm like, I'm doing something. I'm napping. He's like, but the sun's out. I'm like, napping.
Yeah.
It'd be weird to see because we're all like different heights. Like like Rachel's tall and Hannah's short. And,
This is the
and
thing.
I'd have to orient my brain.
Because that's the thing is it doesn't ever like occur to us because we all look the same.
Yeah.
We all look the same height. I had
Because
somebody on my oh my god. Go ahead.
I've met so many more activism friends in this pandemic, and I was telling one of them, and I mentioned my height on one of them, and somebody's like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize you were 5'10." I'm like, "Oh yeah." When all you see of me is my Twitter avatar, you can't really figure that out. People don't realize how tall I am or how old I am because, like, when my friends first met me, they all thought I was like 35, and I was just turning 25.
Oh my
Because
god.
apparently I come off older on the internet, or used to, until I started talking to the young people and using the word yeet unironically, and I come off as 12.
I love it.
I think
No, I've had
come
people
across younger.
I've had people think on my Instagram that I'm taller than I am. And I'm like, no, it's the camera angle. I'm 5'2". I'm a fucking midget.
Yeah. If I would have had to guess, I would have thought that Hannah was taller and Rachel was shorter.
Yes.
All of the problem is we're probably close to the same height sitting down, but all of my height is in my legs. So if I stand up here,
all mine's up here. Oh, that's great. No,
I'm
I can't.
5'5", so I'm like totally average.
You're right in the middle of us.
Yeah. Well, we'll
I
do
love it.
stair step pictures, you know.
Yeah,
Just got a
but
little
all
midget.
my immediate family, they're all really tall. Like Carly is 5'10" or 5'11". She's pretty tall, and my mom and dad are both tall. So when we take family photos, I look
My dad was 6'6", but has like as he's gotten a little older, he's kind of closer to 6'5" now. He's salty about it too. My brother is 6'6" or 6'7". So yeah, I was getting a lot of tall genes.
yeah.
Yeah. My mom's about 5'8" or so. And my sister's
God.
the one we
Wow.
call my sister Shorty, and she's 5'7", but we call her Shorty because for us that's short.
Yeah, I was always like, I was used to being just the short one in the family, and then I actually got an office job and worked with a bunch of women, and I was one of the tallest ones, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually normal size.
That's why we thought it was so funny when we did these Star Wars readings, because like they wouldn't have worked out in real life, because like in real life I'm 6 inches taller than the person I played opposite as Rey and Kylo. Like I'm a full head taller than her.
That's a good point. I never thought of it that way.
That's great. I love that.
It's okay. I think that I'm technically closer to 5'9", but everything tells me 5'10", so I just assume that every measurement's different, so I'm somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, she's like a head taller than me. And like she's older than me, so I always thought I would catch up, and then there was a plateau at some point.
See, that's my sister's like, okay, I'm still shorter than Rachel, but oh no, Noah, because my brother's 7 years younger than me, but he just kept growing. I have a picture of him somewhere at a Star Wars day at the local zoo I took him to when he was 16, because I had my own apartment. So at the time it was cool that his sister had a place that there weren't parents. So he came down to stay with me for a weekend when I was 16. And I have a picture titled, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" Because
Oh my god.
He's standing next to someone from the
I
501st and they come up to his shoulder.
Oh,
I'm sure that poor stormtroopers heard every iteration of that joke.
I mean, in their defense, they were like my height. So they were like 5'10". My brother's
That's
just
amazing.
giant.
That's amazing.
Oh, I love it.
That's why I'm like, I do not want to let anybody know that I am, although everybody knows now. Well, not everybody, but people who watch this, they're like, oh, you're gonna be a clone trooper? Are you gonna be a little short? Like, fuck you. I'm getting right. I'm gonna get things in my shoes, so I'm 5'5". Fuck you. Still gonna be the tiniest. I know, I am. I'm gonna get little. I'm so fucking short. Who was it? I was talking.
Was because I cosplay like Jyn Erso, who's like 5'4".
Yeah, Jin's more my size. Not a 6 foot tall clone trooper.
That's what I always think is funny, because Diego Luna is my height, but he looks like Felicity Jones is so short next to him. But that's just because Felicity Jones is tiny, not that Diego Luna's tall.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that's so funny. I was talking to a friend and he was like, oh yeah, like I want to do a Wrecker cosplay. And he's like, you should do a Hunter one. And I'm like, oh my God, that'd be the only way this would work, because he's 5'7" and I'm 5'2". And I'm like, I was thinking, he's like, we could just do that whole thing where like Wrecker like tosses Hunter up in the shaft. And I'm like, I'm just thinking of like Aragorn and Gimli, where he's like, toss me. That's what we're recreating here. Just toss me. I'm just so happy. I was like, can we please do this?
Oh.
See, that's the problem, is if we all would go to Celebration, I feel like there's a lack of actual adult supervision, because it might have to be Jason, but I feel like
Younger.
Jason would
He's
just
like the
encourage us.
He'd be like, oh God damn it.
Oh no, sorry, I was thinking David. I'm not with it today.
No, because David's, one of the youngest, but he would also just encourage us. I feel like Jason would at least be like, drink water and don't talk to strangers.
That's literally all Celebration is talking to strangers.
But Jason would just be hurting us, like, okay, children.
Yeah. Come
It'll
back.
be
Come back
Megan at
together.
Celebration in 2 years with a 1-year-old strapped to her, just hurting us through Celebration.
That'd be the only thing that would keep me behaving myself to some
You
degree.
could dress up the baby as Grogu.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh my God, I have
Yoda, and she would be Luke. And with
yes! Run, jump. I can eat backpack while you run.
See,
oh my God, I have friends who cosplay as Din. Oh my God, that'd be perfect.
I went to the True Crime Podcast Festival in Chicago, which I don't live that far from Chicago. But like I said on the stream before, everybody was drinking on the ride up, so I wasn't able to catch up on my sleep because I worked till midnight the night before, had to get everything ready, so I went to bed at like 2 and had to be up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning to catch my train. So I got like 3.5 hours of sleep. I was going to try and sleep on the train, but the Cubs fans had other ideas. So I do this full day of stuff with this true crime tour and going to see a Hamilton exhibit. I take a half-hour nap, eat, rally, and go downstairs to start drinking with my friends. My sister at some point taps out and is like, whatever, come back to the room. My friend Robin was nearby, and she's like, yo, Robin, keep an eye on her. Don't like wander away from each other. If he goes upstairs, you go upstairs. Because my sister's like, not leaving her alone in Chicago. Mostly like, because we usually do things in pairs for safety. But if I had friends downstairs, she's like, stay with your friends. If they come upstairs, you should probably leave. I almost get on the wrong elevator at this point. I'm not even drunk. I'm just so tired. I don't know which way is up by this point because it is 1 a.m. I've had 3.5 hours of sleep. I've been drinking since 11 a.m. on and off. And poor Robin's like, honey, that elevator. I'm like, what? Because one of them's like, oh, we only go through the first 13 floors and then the top 7. I'm like, why?
Who made that elevator?
I don't know, but it's really confusing when you've had 3.5 hours of sleep and multiple beers.
Oh, yeah.
Probably confusing if you haven't even.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, nah. I don't
but that was just my convention experience, was trying to get back to a hotel room when I have not had enough sleep to do anything.
I just want somebody to do I wanted somebody to do karaoke at Celebration. I want to see somebody get up there and do that. One of you guys.
Not me. Sorry.
I mean, if you get me drunk enough, I will do a lot of things. I went to school for theater. Stage management, but I have acted. And I have like literally no capacity to embarrass past a certain point. So
there you go.
Who do we think? I mean, like Rachel has probably the most experience, but who do we think is a good singer?
I mean, David can play guitar, so he could. I don't know if he sings while he plays.
For some reason, I think Megan.
Megan seems like she'd be a good singer because she likes theater.
That's my thought.
Interesting.
I think all of us.
I can't sing.
I was like, I think all of us would just have the capacity to embarrass ourselves at karaoke in some degree.
I've taken voice lessons, but I don't have a lot of natural talent.
Yeah.
I make up for it by being spunky.
I love it.
Yeah.
Would be good.
When I was in community college, we had an open mic night and a bunch of people were doing karaoke, and we thought they were coming up to do American Pie, but so they start singing the Weird Al version, and halfway through the first verse, everybody whips out a lightsaber to sing the song about The Saga Begins.
Oh my god, that's
Because
great.
I went to college with a bunch of nerds.
Oh my god, I love that.
It would be really cool if we could all go or just meet up somewhere. I would like us all to go to Galaxy's Edge.
I told you next year I turn 30. We gotta have a dirty 30 party.
Okay, if that means we're all going to Galaxy's Edge, yes, I am all about that.
Yeah, because I've never been.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I would love to go.
I want to go again just because I didn't get to go to Oga's. I was very disappointed in that.
I feel like that, and then we can go drink around the world at Epcot.
Yeah!
Sounds
nailed it.
And by around the world, I mean we're going to get about halfway around the world and get kicked out.
Yeah, they'll be like, y'all need to get the fuck out.
Why are they singing The Saga Begins by Weird Al?
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
And it'll be so much, like, it'll be special to me because the last time I was at, it's Hollywood Studios now, but back then it was MGM. Like, it was a Star Wars day. So
you went to one of like this.
It just happened to be like one of those days when we went. Mm-hmm. Like, we didn't know it.
It was like the Star Wars weekend.
Yeah, I think it was on a Friday. And because it was our last day at the parks, and we happened to do that one on a Friday, and so we're waiting to get in, and there are stormtroopers on the roof of the building, and then there's a parade, and I was 10 years old, so this was kind of before, like, I had seen episode 1, but I wasn't really a fan yet, and there was a parade, and I remember seeing Shock T, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
You did. It was the Star Wars Celebration weekends. Oh my god, that's so cool.
It would be really cool to go back and now to be able to go to Galaxy's Edge, and like it'll go full circle.
I just want that feeling. Like, have you been to Wizarding World of Harry Potter, where I felt like I walked into my dreams?
Oh my god, I about cried.
Oh god, I did too. I definitely cried at Wizarding World of Harry Potter. My sister and I are 25 and 23, walking down Diagon Alley, holding hands, bawling.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
My mother's behind us going, oh my god, I raised dweebs.
Yeah, oh my god. I was like, it's your fault, Mom. No, when you turn that corner in Galaxy's Edge and you see the Falcon, I just went, like, I stopped. Like, I was just like, oh my god, it's a thing. It's real.
That was me when I walked into Disney proper as an adult. I saw I was going over on the ferry and I saw the castle and I started crying. And my mom's like, you were 25, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
Hey guys,
okay, yes.
So we should probably wrap this up because I just got more emergency play stuff to deal with.
No. Oh, yeah, and I think my food's here.
Yeah, this
perfect timing. Look at this.
The Followers of the Force podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Patreon if you want stuff early. Twitter if you want to listen to David talk. I mean, I don't recommend it, but you can listen to David talk. He's not here. It's not fun roasting him when he's not here. We have a TeePublic store. New Star Wars Journey episodes on Fridays. Words Between Worlds on Mondays, lives every other Wednesday. We will have a new show coming up this Wednesday. And obviously happy hours on Saturdays. And it turns into ladies' night when they let us unsupervised. So I guess until next week, this has been the Followers of the Force, and may the Force be with you always.